Hello, people. How are you? How is everybody? This is Ivan Chintu from Uganda, and I'm doing my second broadcast. I'm proud to be a exhibition. I strongly believe in the billion coin. What about you? What about you? How is your faith in the billion coin? I'm here to my second broadcast, and I'm proud of my mentor, a team Irene. Thank you so much. My broadcast, I want to base it on this article. We don't need an exchanger. Many people are still stuck with the exchanger mind. And I think this comes from somewhere that we are going to discover from this article that was well written by the admin. If you don't have a big picture of the billion coin, you will continue to crave for an exchanger. You will continue to think that without an exchanger, then TBC doesn't mean anything, which is very wrong. Actually, let's go to the article and see what admin shared with us. Who's going to get rich in the markets? Very good question. Who's going to get rich in the markets? Brother, sister who is craving for an exchanger. Are you one of those people that are going to benefit in the market? Very few people. Why is that? Because most have no idea to navigate market successfully, right? Who benefits from a cryptocurrency that is traded on an exchange? The people that own the exchange. Do you own an exchange for you who is craving for an exchanger? Do you own one? And if you did anyway, you wouldn't crave for one. The people that own the exchange is the correct answer. Most of the traders lose their money on the exchange. If you don't believe me, now this is the writer asking, then let me pass on a little challenge to you to tell me what the exact price of Bitcoin will be exactly 30 days from now. Can you do that? Can you even predict it within $10 of the Bitcoin price exactly 30 days from now? If you are confident enough to say yes to that last question, would you stake your life on that answer? Of course not. Markets are part of the problem in society. I want us to reflect on this. Why do we want to be part of something that is part of a problem? Why do we want to be a catalyst of the problem? Markets are part of a problem in society. They reinforce the illusion of artificial scarcity. Most people are trapped to live under. Why do you want to be a catalyst of something that has trapped people under this kind of scarcity that has been created? Why do you want to be part of that? Admin goes on to say 1 billion people live with hunger, 3 to 4 billion people live with extreme poverty, and there are only 7 billion of us. Open your eyes to the bigger picture. Open your eyes to the bigger picture. Open your eyes to the bigger picture. I must say it again. The bigger picture of our community as Tibetians is not to keep people in poverty. It's not to keep people under the yoke of dire poverty, under the yoke of hunger. The bigger picture of the billion coin is to get people out of poverty, to get people out of hunger. The billions of people that are living under poverty should get out of that poverty. And it's me and you that want to stand for that through the spread of the abundance economy. Randy Wilson has always been asking us, what are you standing for? What are you standing for? And I think this is the question that we all need to stand for. Sorry, we all need to answer. This question needs an answer from each one of us, especially if you have agreed to be a Tibetan, if you believe in the billion coin. It's our responsibility to eradicate poverty. 1 billion people live with hunger. 3 to 4 billion people live with extreme poverty. And there are only 7 billion of us on the planet. Open your eyes to the big picture. If you're concerned that TBC will never be traded on an exchange, you have missed the entire point of why TBC was created in the first place. This coin has the power to change the world. It will lift all people out of poverty because it is founded on the principle of abundance. Humanity needs to grow up and mature into a healthy society where everyone enjoys prosperity and abundance. And TBC is leading the charge. Now, for me, that we've just read is what gives me courage and hope that I belong to a community that has a responsibility to help everybody to live with prosperity, to help everybody to enjoy the needs of life. Now, to be part of that responsibility, for me, it's really uplifting. It's really uplifting. It gives me hope. And this is what partly has compelled me to start broadcasting so that my contribution to spreading the TBC community becomes an activity that I do towards getting people out of poverty, towards helping the 3 to 4 billion people that are living with hunger out of hunger. It may be a little activity, a small activity, but I think it matters. I think it contributes. And I think this should be the responsibility of every Tibetan. I don't know what you are doing. I don't know if you are one of those people that are just seated and waiting for the bank, waiting for an exchanger. If you're one of them, then I pity you. And please, you need to know this. Humanity needs to grow up and mature into a healthy society where everyone enjoys prosperity and abundance. And TBC is leading the change. That is the responsibility me and you have got to carry on. You will stand with us in this noble cause. Good people will answer yes. And I know evil people will say no to that last question because they are intoxicated on the cool aid they have been consuming. Evil people only care about themselves. They look for ways to take advantage of others that only benefit themselves. TBC will repel evil people. So it is a good thing that the world is filled with mostly good people. Good people outnumber evil people by at least 100 to 1. Evil people run the world today, and that's why the conditions of society are so horrific today. Good people must unite with other good people and do good works together. And TBC can fund all of these good works. Look at the current price of TBC today. Now look at the ultimate price of TBC. Would you trade the value of the current TBC price, $8 million, for the ultimate price TBC price? Of course you would. The good news is that that trade will happen over a relatively short period of time. The current price of TBC will not stop going up at a rate of 1% to 5% a day until it reaches that ultimate price. TBC has a predictable pricing formula that even a non-trader can understand. Buying TBC is easy and selling TBC is easy. 2, we don't need an exchange. All we need is the website www.thebillioncoin.info. Now, this is what we all need to understand. that as of now, we've got to agree with what admin is advising us to do. We have a responsibility to turning the billion coin into a means of payment for our day-to-day needs. This is not going to happen by itself. It has to happen by you and me. And you and me doing it, it should be a gesture of honor, first of all to ourselves, but also to those that have taken trouble to create this opportunity and share it with us. Yes. For us to sit down and wait things to be done for us, it's not going to help. After all, before the TBC came, all of us who were doing something to make ends meet, isn't it? All of us who were doing something to make ends meet. And probably to many of us, what we were doing was harder than distributing, than expanding the billion coin community. That's why many of us we prefer to spread this opportunity because it is easier than what we are doing. What we were giving our lives before, the paychecks that we were trading our time for, did not have a future for us. But TBC has a future for everybody. Whoever is going to accept TBC, TBC has a future for you. Don't take it for granted. I've been watching broadcasts from our senior people, Randy, Dan Leeds, Steve Coffey, my mentor, Atim, Irene, all these people have echoed and re-echoed one thing: regret when a billion coin turns out to be a global currency. When the billion coin turns out to turn 1 billion people into wealth people, the rest of the world will regret, especially you who is taking the billion coin for granted, who still thinks that billion coin to be meaningful to you, you must have an exchanger. You will regret big time. I have a friend of mine who went to visit in Germany around 2010, and his friend gave him 17 bitcoins. This person, friend of mine, did not take this seriously. When he came back, he forgot the password. Up to today, he's still looking for the password. We all know where the first cryptocurrency came from and where it is today. I'm just giving an example to those who still think that the billion coin community, we are jokers. We are not. We are very serious people. The founder of the TBC community, the TBC coin, are very serious people. They are concerned about the needs of people, the needs of masses. And that's why they're encouraging us. That's why they're doing their best so that those who can see right now the opportunity can grab it. It's an opportunity. Brother, it's an opportunity. So don't take it for granted. Don't think this is something that is part of the problem that's going on in the world. I mean, ideally, this is what it means. If you still think that the billion coin should be traded on an exchange, I want to call everyone, especially those of you who have accepted the billion coin, but you still think that it should be traded on the exchanges. Please, please wake up and smell the coffee. Admin has told us our gold. I regard the billion coin as our gold. Will never, will never be traded on exchanges. And I'm proud of that because that safeguards our gold. That safeguards what we've given our lives. That safeguards our opportunity. Honestly, I've been around cryptocurrencies for the last 3 years. I have a crypto currency shop around town. But when you look at all these crypto assets on market cap, the way they are affected at once when something happens, oh my God, that's when you will understand what it means not to have our dear coin traded on an exchange. And you know what? Admin and his team are working hard. Very soon we are going to have a QR code that is going to help us more, that is going to help us make our coin more user-friendly, more scalable. And so many other things are coming up that are going to make, our money more valuable. And people are not forward-looking. People still think that, oh, you see, market, la, 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 la. Guys, let's stop joking. Let us rally behind the admin and expand our community. The strength, the value of our currency comes from an individual that joins our community. Just like you joined our community, you gave it value. Please, and let's think of that responsibility, that little responsibility of bringing somebody on board so that what you treasure, you add it to its value. Ideally, this is what admin wants us to do. Bring somebody, 2, 3, 4, 100, 1,000. Bring them, one, to give them an opportunity, a rare opportunity for them to own the billion coin. Two, by doing that, you are adding value to our treasure, to our gold, to our coin, the billion coin. Why don't you take pride in that? And the pride I'm talking about is the pride, to see yourself doing that, to see yourself expanding the community, to see yourself adding value to our coin by bringing in somebody, by sharing this opportunity with somebody. I want to call everybody, starting from you Ugandans, everybody in East Africa, everybody in Africa, everybody in Europe. Let our movement unify and spread this opportunity. Let us not be distracted by these small, small things, exchange. Those are small, small things, guys. We are big. We are big. And I want to end also by saying, I can see time flies very fast. You will never understand what the billion coin is all about when you do not read the blog. When you read the blog, when you read what admin has been writing since 2016, when you watch the videos, when you attend to the send button meetings, when you listen to the broadcasts that are going on 24/7, you can't remain the same. You cannot lag behind in understanding what the billion coin is all about. And most importantly, if you do all that, if you have all this information, you'll never crave for an exchange. You'll never crave to have the billion coin on an exchange. I want to thank everybody that is going to watch this broadcast. I want to thank you, admin. Admin will love you. Admin, thank you, thank you, thank you for loving humanity. We love you. Broadcasters, we love you. I admire you, broadcasters. You are doing a noble job. Thank you so much, admin, for sharing this opportunity with us. And I call upon everybody to join admin and we spread this opportunity. Fellow Africans, this is for us. Fellow Africans, this is for us. This is for us. We've got to change our generations. This is for us, fellow Africans. This is for you and me. It's an opportunity. I'm talking about the Africans because I've grown up in Africa. I've been at development work for the last 7 years. I know what biting poverty is all about. I've been in the communities. I know what it means. That's why I'm being emphatic that this is for us, Africans. If people in Europe take it not seriously, for us, we should take it seriously. Thank you so much. I love this community. I feel proud of being a member of this community. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank my mentor, Irene. Thank you, Irene. I've given you headache. training me, teaching me how to do broadcast. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Kafi, Dan Leeds. I can't stop watching these people's broadcasts, and they're really educative. And I encourage everyone to do it. Um, for the time being, my broadcast is twice a week on Tuesday and Friday at 21:30 hours to 22 hours. I'll always do this broadcast because for me, it's pride. It's pride. And it should be for everybody. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you, people. May the good Lord bless all of us as we create wealth, as we spread the opportunity to people, as we lift people out of poverty. Thank you so much. Good night. Wonderful weekend.